Live, Keith, playoff edition. It is on.
I tell you what, it was a touch of March Madness in February tonight. We had some great upsets. We had some great games. You were at one of them,
Sure.
Liberty and Pocono East. And that one went down to the wire, and I heard the Cardinals had an opportunity to win that thing.
There was some great games out there. I was also at Saucon Valley as well. Saucon Valley took on Salisbury.
You did a double dip?
We did a double header out there. Keep two different locations. Got to see a lot of action out there. See some girls. You got to see some girls action too tonight, huh, Keith?
Yes.
I know it's not too often you get to see the ladies.
There's not too many crossovers, but evidently I just found out from one of our future guests here, Brady Krimmel, that we are going to have girl-boy doubleheaders in the Colonial League on Monday night.
Wow.
So I will get to see another girls game or two. So
Okay. Well, I'm sure that's probably Northwestern boys and girls one.
Yes.
So I'm sure they might be doing a.
That's why, Brady. That's why you guys will be up there at Northern Lehigh, right?
Yep,
Okay.
Indeed. So, well, Keith, let's get right into it, Keith.
Wait. First of all,
Show it off, Keith. Yes, indeed. You show it to the camera. Just look to the camera. You to the camera, man. Right to the camera, man. Right to the camera. You know, there it is. Shout out.
Finally, somebody's giving me a shirt. Finally. Not the Awesome Fest, not Allen High School, not Central, not Whitehall, but Deerhoff came through. Now, Deerhoff, the shirt made it to the EPC tournament. Unfortunately, the Huskies did not.
Okay.
So I'm a little disappointed in that, quite frankly. But, at least the shirt made it to a playoff game tonight.
Well, Keith, man.
I don't want to throw him under the bus, but I am a little disappointed. We are
disappointed because you know what? I might get sound off here, Keith, a little bit on my disappointment. Why the Lady Huskies are not in the tournament? We're gonna get into that a little later because there's same thing with my Allen Canaries. They're not in the tournament as well, and I have a little things I have to get off my chest here, Keith. We're gonna get right into that, but before we get into that, Keith. Let's bring our guests on here.
They've been waiting patiently.
Very patiently, man. Let's bring Miss Delaney Chilcote in the building.
Let's double up with Delaney. I mean, I talked to her once already tonight. Bring her over here.
Come on through, Delaney. Come on through. Clap it up for Delaney.
Great to see her. Somebody, I think one of your friends in the corner over there clap for you, Delaney. That's great.
Delaney, congratulations. Great win tonight.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, let's get right into it, Delaney. I mean, you guys took on Stroudsburg tonight. The game started very slow. Game started very slow. Tell us about the action.
Yeah, so we started off kind of slow. We went to our press, which is usually what gets us going, brings us energy. And then we kind of just pulled away from there and then came back from halftime. We were able to get a bunch of our young players in, which is always good. And, they carried the lead and came out with the win.
Indeed.
I talked to you earlier. Different role. You were a key part of that team last year that won the league, won districts, won 3 state playoff games and got all the way to the state semis. This time, you're more in the lead role. And how are you adjusting to that lead role?
Yeah, so last year I feel like my role was kind of making Tally and Maddie's lives easier, getting them the ball as much as I could. This year is obviously a lot different. I feel like I have to be relied on a lot more for scoring, considering we lost to the 1,000-point scorers. But at the same time, I think our whole team's doing really good and balancing the scoring. I'm still staying with the point guard role, facilitating and stuff like that. But I think there's definitely a little bit more pressure to incorporate more of a aggressive offensive mind.
Well, Delaney, man, I mean, like he said, he talked about your role last year, and I remember watching her, Keith. All right, so I remember at Allen High School. I think it was the championship game was at Allen, and I remember I was like, who is this blonde lady out there dashing up and down the court? I know you had some very good players on your team last year. One girl went to Lafayette. What's her name? Talia. Obviously, Maddie was at East Stroudsburg. But I was very impressed with your play last year. How you handled the game. You made big shots in big moments. You're not sly. Delaney. I'm watching you. You like the big moment. You like stepping up for the big moments. Tell us about that. How you're growing to those moments, and no fear and so forth.
Yeah, I feel like both of all of my teammates, my coaches gave me like the green light to shoot whenever I wanted. Like they let me know like my whole role wasn't just to like facilitate to Maddie and Talia, like I can figure it out myself too. And I think I tried to, when like Talia and Maddie couldn't get going, I kind of stepped in and tried to like keep our team going. And I feel like I did a lot of like the little things to like that we needed to win. Yeah.
Well, you took care of business tonight. Obviously, Delaney, the challenge goes up from here to up here on, I think you're playing Monday night at PPL Center, second game of 2 at PPL Center. You're playing the Green Hornets. We're on Cedar Crest Boulevard. They call it the Battle of the Boulevard. You have a great rivalry with them. Mesa's come on strong this year. What are your thoughts on that matchup? And they're the team you beat at PPL Center last year, I believe, for the championship.
Yep. Yeah, so played them 2 times already this year. We lost both times. Both were very close games. I think we definitely learned from those 2 games on like what we need to do different. Getting back in the gym tomorrow and Sunday. Going to clean up a few things, and I think really it's just about ourselves. We need to focus on ourselves. They're gonna go on runs. We're gonna go on runs, but really we just have to stay in our heads. Don't let them like get to us, and yeah.
Well, Coach, excuse me,
that's okay.
Kegger. We're here. We have our state champion coach is in the building here today. Our state champion, Coach Jose Medina, is in the building here today. Coach Medina, how you doing, brother? Good to see you here today, as always. The awesome show. We're here talking with the ladies, so we have to bring our state champion coach here. Coach Medina, any words here for Delaney?
First and foremost, I'm feeling awesome.
I didn't get that off my chest.
He finally got it going. He finally.
Feeling awesome.
Time's the charm.
Man, I had a chance to talk to Delaney here, and I remember her being in the report when I was coaching over at Bethlehem Catholic, and she did a great job. So, you guys are going to get set to play Emmaus for a 3rd time, right? And what kind of adjustments this time around do you see you guys making?
Yeah, so I think for sure last time they're a lot of like kind of guard heavy, I would say. They were all very quick. Definitely not getting into foul trouble. Last time we did that, and then we had to adjust on like some matchups, and I think like their lead players really took advantage of that. So just like be very careful, like be smart with our defense, because I feel like that's what we pride ourselves in is our defense. Because I think it leads to our offense in a really good way. And I think definitely on offense, sharing the ball, and they're very aggressive on defense. So like a lot of like backdoor, like quick, smart plays we need to like really get off fast.
Okay. Coach Olsen, great friend of mine. And I know I asked you before, but I'm going to ask you again. How is it playing for Coach Olsen?
Yeah, so he has a really set in stone kind of offense, defense. He thinks we're definitely a defensive team. He focuses a lot on defense in practice, and I think that shows in games.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and I think he takes what we have to say, and he kind of tries to like play around with it to like stay with his kind of idea of basketball, but also like figuring out what we are saying.
Okay.
And kind of combining the 2 together.
All right. So if I give you one word that you can use to describe playing for Coach Olsen, what would that word be?
I would say, as a type of coach, I would say he's very passionate. He definitely cares. You can definitely tell he cares. He gets like in the moment. He's very he gets very heated in the moment, not towards us. Towards like I would say like the refs. Like there's a bunch of times he likes to call timeouts. He's like screaming at them.
Okay.
And then he calms down. But I just think like it makes it fun.
And here I thought Coach Olsen was this mild-mannered guy that I see all the time, but
Hey, he was yelling at one of the reserves tonight. The game was over. You won by 30 tonight, by the way. 58-28, and he was like saying, "Hold the ball," or I forget what he was yelling. It was one of the subs. I felt bad, but that's him. He's passionate. Everybody knows that when he yells, he's just trying to make you better, right?
Yeah, of course. I think he thinks that like we're up by 30, whatever, you could still get better in that time. Especially when like the younger players are in, they're going to be really important throughout the postseason, like when we need a break and stuff like that. And I just think he uses every moment he can to kind of teach.
That's great. That's great to hear. Real quick, now next level. Obviously, there's a lot to play for this year, but I was talking about next level. And what are your next level plans for basketball?
Yeah, so I'm going to Susquehanna to play basketball there. It's a really good program, really good girls, really good coaches, and the entire campus, everything about it, I think I'm going to fit in really well there.
Is the Roth girl who played at Central Catholic a couple years, she's still there?
She actually tore her ACL this year, a second time, but she's coming back next year, and I'm really excited to play with her. She's a really, really nice person.
Julia, I believe her name.
Yeah.
Yes, great kid. Julia, if you're listening, hey, we wish you well on that ACL recovery.
I have one more for you, and I think I talked to so many people tonight, I can't remember what I asked of who. You guys are kind of off the radar a little bit. Everybody's been talking about Liberty. They've been talking about Emmaus, talking about Easton, which the Red Rovers lost tonight. Has it been nice that even as a defending champ, it feels like the pressure isn't on you like maybe it's been in the past?
Yeah, as much as it's nice being at the top, whatever, I think it's really nice to not have pressure on ourselves. Like these upcoming games, there's no pressure on us. Emmaus #1 seed, we're 4, I want to say. All the pressure's on them. We just gotta go in there and show them what we can do.
Hold up here. I'm I gotta step in here, Delaney. Listen, man, as a mighty Trojan, the pressure, they always have the target's always on our back. I know they're undefeated. They had a great season this year. Man, it's a superb season. But listen, when you're down here on this other side, Trojan, Cedar Crest Boulevard, the pressure is always on us. The pressure is always on us. The target's on our back. And listen, and you are a pressure player, so we know she's gonna step up big time for those games tomorrow. So Delaney, we appreciate you coming through here today on the awesome show, Game Night Live, and hanging in here at any last thoughts for your teammates out there, for your teammates who are doing an awesome job?
Keep doing what you're doing, and we're gonna win.
We'll see you on Monday night. It should be a great night. Let's hope the weather is dry and everybody can get to the game. The second game. I forget who the other matchup will be. It'll be Becca and Nazareth. Wow.
Nazareth, yeah.
And that's a bit of a surprise matchup, I would think. But it should be a lot of fun, Delaney. You told me you love going down to PPL Center.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. Love the atmosphere. I think everybody is always excited to go there.
All right. All the best. She's been on my radio. She's been on a variety of different things.
Listen, Keith, I bet you didn't even know that.
She's one of the top interviews in the Valley.
Two-sport athlete, soccer, outside backer. She's out there sliding and defender, taking cats out there. So she's doing it on a basketball court and on the soccer field.
Susquehanna will be lucky to get her.
Susquehanna. So
Sealands
thank you so
Grove.
much, man, Delaney. We appreciate you for joining us here today. Our first lady guest live, Keith, live. First lady guest live on the awesome show, Game Night Live. So yeah. I mean, listen. So we appreciate Delaney. You have an awesome night. We'll see you later. All right. Thank you very much. All right. We slide in the middle there.
She's great. She's terrific.
She
really is
awesome. She's absolutely awesome.
And I do know you were asking, about Coach Olson. He has told me, and I go back a long way with him. He was the assistant coach, the lead assistant.
Yeah.
With Rich Fatzer, when you guys all went all the way to the state finals. I think that was in 2004. And then he was the head coach at Northampton for a long bit of time. He really loves coaching girls basketball because the kids, not all of them, but most of them are just more coachable than the boys.
And he has a way of doing his thing. I've seen him coached against him. But one thing I like about Eddie is he's real. And, he's very passionate in the things that he does. Very passionate about being a grandfather. I would see him during the games working with his grandson. And so, he does a great job. And credit for Parkland, to Parkland, for moving on.
Olsen kids are always out there. They're always out there. They're always around. They were yelling at the refs tonight, I believe, during the boys' game. But no, I go back a long way. And remember, Eddie's a long-suffering Jets fan, so I don't begrudge him any success he has because he bounces it out by rooting for the Jets.
That's tough. Jets fan. I heard the Jets, Jets, but somebody told me that the Jets just means just end the season.
Oh my goodness!
Hey,
Coach dropping those dimes out there. I love that one.
I was 8 years old. I was 8 years old when they won the Super Bowl with Joe Namath going like this.
Oh my goodness!
Big upset over the Colts. I was 8. I'm not 8 anymore, Jose. just to give you a little hint. I wanted to get let's get him his insights into this girl stuff because Liberty going down, I thought was a bit of a surprise tonight.
Yeah, tell us about that, Jose.
Hey, listen, you got to give Nazareth all the credit. They came in, they did a great job. They have a great coaching staff over there, and their girls played hard. Our girls played hard at Liberty. It was a great game. But at the end of the day, this time of year, anything can happen. That's why you're fighting to get into the playoffs. And heard on the boys' side, there were a couple upsets. And on the girls' side, that's how things go. And so you got to give Nazareth credit. Give their staff credit. They did a great job tonight in their game plan. And, hey, Liberty will be back. They'll be ready for districts, and that's basketball.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great effort out there. I saw Renee Wells from Nazareth. She's been having this superb season out there for Nazareth, one of the highest scorers in the league, and definitely for their team. But tell us about her effort out there, Renee Wells, what she was doing out there on the court, Jose.
She's tough. She's a lefty, man. Okay. She did a great job of when she's on the floor, commanding her teammates, talking to her teammates, having them in the right spot. But she's a fierce competitor. I like the way that she shoots the ball. I like the way that she takes the ball to the basket, and she got her teammates involved tonight. The big girl for them had a great game, and hey, like I said, you got to give them credit. They're well coached, and they did a great job tonight.
Rich Bickert, you mentioned you have great respect for all these guys, and you bumped heads against these guys for so many years. Rich Bickert's been around a long time. He's had a lot of success in the wintertime, and I know he's been a fixture at Awesome Fest. Sure. I mean, he's won his share of titles out there over the years.
I don't know, the continuity that he has with the program and his assistants. They've been there with him for a long time, and he does a great job. He's always tough to game plan against, whether they're going to be in the 1-3-1, different things that they do out of that. No, you got to give him credit. Like I said, Liberty on Monday, we had a big win at home against Nazareth.
That's tough to come back and have to face the same team you just beat a couple nights. I wouldn't like that situation, but it is the way it fell this year. You played Nazareth in your regular season finale, and you got matched up with them again in the first round of the tournament.
Yeah, us as coaches, we love that. We love that. We get a chance to go home, watch the film, and we as coaches want to put our girls in the best spots to be successful. And tonight they did, and you got to give them credit for moving on.
I would think you'd like it if you lost because you have a little bit more incentive on the rematch. It's tough to sustain. We know this. In any sport, it's tough to beat the same team over and over again.
I'll take the loss in the regular season, but not in the postseason. Yeah, but hey, again, give them credit for moving on. And I believe they'll be playing against Bethlehem Catholic, and they had a great win tonight.
That was a great win they had
on the road at Easton. I know Easton's a tough environment to play, but you got to give them a great, pat on the back as well.
Sure.
They did a great job, and should be a great matchup.
At the PPNL Center,
yeah.
Though,
who do you like? I don't think they cut down the nets because they have a boys' game afterwards.
Right.
But who do you anticipate? Put you on the spot a little bit. Who do you anticipate getting those gold medals draped around their necks about, let's say, 7:30 on Thursday night at PPL Center?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the snow doesn't keep us away.
Sure.
But for me, I can't make predictions. For me, I just looking forward to great basketball. Nazareth Becca, that should be a great game. I believe Becca's got them twice during the regular season, so should be a great third matchup. And on the other end, you got Parkland, Emmaus. Wow, that's going to be a great matchup there. Delaney was talking about the great things that they've learned from the two times that they played them. But Coach Mack, he hasn't played at a high level, and they're probably the favorite going in. But as you can see, this time of year, it's anybody's game. Basketball is a make or miss game, and those rims over there at the PPNL Center under the bright lights. They do a lot of different things over there. So
you're disappointing. I'm sorry, you're disappointing. You're not coaching.
That's what I'm saying. You're on the
Come
coach
on
with the
out.
microphone. We need you to come out, coach, and let the people know. You can't be out here all this coach stuff, man. We need predictions. We need to let the people know.
You rather have guys like me make the prediction and then use it as bulletin board material. That's what you guys like to do. But if the shoe's on the other foot, I can't make a prediction.
I just want to see great basketball. I know those coaches will have those programs ready to go. And for me, I know these guys, so I'm just looking forward to great basketball. No prediction here, but hey, let's enjoy some good basketball.
Let me just say this: you have your family here. You have a wonderful family. Great to see everybody from the oldest to the youngest here tonight. And I can't wait. I hope I'm around to see that young man play baseball.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. They're always out here supporting me. And, to be out here with you guys, I got to get the green light back there. So I got the green light. So I'm out here tonight having a great time.
Well,
great to see you, my
friend.
Great
to see you, Coach Medina, man. State champion, Coach Medina.
Multiple
state champ, multiple coach champion. Yeah. Coach Medina dropping the gems for us. Thank you so much. And shout out to our girl. I see you out there. Talia's back there.
Hey, I think I'll make a prediction.
Okay.
Here we go, Keith.
I think it's gonna be Parkland and Becca in the final.
Parkland, Becca,
and final. I think I'm copying my man though, Derek. I think this is what Derek picked in the paper today.
Okay.
I think it's so hard to beat those teams over and over again. And I think Parkland will get them. And I just can't go against Becca.
Okay.
See, he just gave the bulletin.
Put it out there. So on Game Night Live, he put it on there. He put it out there.
Coach Mack is probably. There you go. There you go.
Coach Mack was on. He was on the show. He's a friend of the show, Keith. Coach Mack's a friend of the show.
I know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
From me.
It came from the motor.
And somebody's gonna trim this clip, and they'll be playing it up, for the next 3 or 4 days. That's great. All right.
Appreciate your Game Night Live here. The awesome show, Game Night Live. We appreciate Coach State Champion. Coach Medina's in the building.
Speaking of state champions,
man, we do have another champion.
This guy is representing the home of the state champion.
Come out here, it's
man. It's the state champion capital of the Lehigh Valley, without a doubt. Maybe Pennsylvania.
New Chipotle, Keith. What you know about New Chipotle?
It's the epicenter of excellence. We got a girl coming over. What's up?
I have the honors of saying something on the podcast.
What's that?
The honor.
He's the boss. He's the boss.
Do I pass the test?
I'm not sure. We're live, and this is what happens when you're
Is this a setup? Is this a setup?
Live on Applebee's. I mean, are you going to be appropriate? Can you be appropriate?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm a Christian. Come on.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
What do you got for us, my dear?
All I gotta say is when you're at your lowest, trust the Lord, pray. Amen. That's my pep talk. Believe in him, especially at your lowest. He can turn your life around. I'm living proof. Ask me questions.
Wow, that's a nice message.
In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
That's a nice message.
Well, congratulations, girl. Congratulations. I do not play.
Where did you play? What did she play at?
Yeah, you play at Liberty?
No. So I played volleyball at Muhlenberg College.
Muhlenberg College. All right. Are you from around here or from another part of the state? Oh, from Bethlehem. Oh, you're a Cane. Okay, Hurricane.
This is what happens at also. So
great to see you. Great to see you. All right. You never know what's gonna happen. Hey, by the way, I don't think you even mentioned this. We're living good in the neighborhood. Applebee's. We didn't even mention. We got to plug the venue, man.
Always, man. We got plugging in here. We got the man right here, Brady Krimmel, the point guard for the Colonial League #1 seed Northwestern Tiger. What's going on, Brady? How you feeling today?
Well, they weren't the #1 seed, but now they're probably #1 because Notre Dame lost. So,
well, you know what? First of all, guys, my guy, how you feeling out there, Brady? Tell people one more time. How you feeling?
Awesome.
He's feeling awesome out here.
He got the memo. He got the memo.
Well, of course he's feeling awesome. He had a big victory here today, Keith.
It was not easy. Not easy. Tell us about it, Brady.
Yeah, I mean, slow start. We were down 24-8 in the second, and we cut it to 5 at half. And then third quarter was kind of back and forth. And fourth quarter, the crowd really got into it, and I think that helped us a lot and made our free throws down the stretch and ended up winning it.
Indeed. I don't know, Brady, man. You guys have had a great season so far. A lot of games that was jam-packed into the season. Tell us about that. I mean, you did not play during the football season this year. So how does that? Tell us about that during the off season, keeping your guys together, getting the other guys who are not playing football, keeping them together and so forth. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, I mean, with the football players still not in football, I mean, they came back late, so we had a lot of open gyms and practices with the guys that we had. And once they came back, I mean, we were going right at it, had to get them back in shape because football, going to basketball, not easy. And they just took off from there.
Well, Brady, you're a hooper, though. I see you during the off season. You played with Team Furman, I believe, up north and so forth. So you're playing all year round. And like I say, I love your vision on the court. You have great size. So tell us about just your love for the game and how come you're not playing any other sport. Am I correct on that?
Baseball.
Or you play baseball as well? So so tell us about that. No football because Northwestern, everyone plays 3 sports over there. Keith, you got football.
You have to.
You got to play.
You have to. It's
3
a smaller
sports over there.
school.
So yeah, just give us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in the winter, basketball, and then spring baseball. But I mean, over the summer, I worked with Team Furman a lot. I think that really helped me get prepared for this year.
Sure.
And a lot of tournaments not around here.
Right.
Had to stay over some nights, and I think that really helped.
I did a story, if you remember, Toom, on Team Furman.
Yeah.
And Rich Williams said good things about Brady.
Okay.
And when you get a compliment from the Prince of the Poconos, the Prince of the Poconos. Boy, Hope is watching. He's got to be watching. I was disappointed in him last week.
Why is that, Keith?
He was not watching.
Oh,
I
man.
said, did you see all the good things I said about you? He said, no, I missed it, man. But I appreciate you, he said.
That's all good,
No, he
man.
said some good things, and he knows what he's doing up there.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great coach.
He is a great coach. I mean, shows what he's doing. He's got the #1 seed in the EPC tournament. Big win over Freedom today, and then now they got Whitehall. So.
Well, let's stay in the Colonial League here a little bit, Brady. I was out there, was checking out some action here today, checking out Saucon Valley taking on Salisbury, 2 teams that you have played. Saucon Valley came up on top with a great victory. Tell us what you know about Saucon Valley.
Last time we played them, it was at Northwestern. We won by like 20, but I mean, I wouldn't say that was the biggest part of the game. And in the third quarter, it was a 4-point game, and then we went on a big 20-0 run. And I think that's really how we won. But this time I'm expecting it to be different. Close game, hard fought, and see who comes out.
All right, so that was the action out there at in Hellertown, Keith. Saucon Valley taking on Salisbury. It was a great game, Keith. Back and forth action. teams hitting threes, a lot of threes in that third quarter, going back and forth. But Jack Robertson had 17 points in that game. And the big fella, Adam Clark, he came back and had 14 points. Brady, Jack Robertson's a senior out there. You're a sophomore, I believe, right? Jack's a multi-sport athlete, been playing this league, 1,000-point scorer. What are you going to do out there? What's the team and you going to do out there to slow him down?
I think we just got to play it how we normally do, not really change anything up. That's what we did last time. He got his 1,000th against us. I was guarding him that game. Hopefully I can guard him again this time and see how it ends up.
Keith, you see that? He wants a challenge, Keith. He wants a challenge. You said it. I want to guard him. He's put it right here on Game Night Live. I want Jack Robertson. I heard it word for word. That's not what he said, Keith. That's not what he said?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I covered that first game, and you took it to them. Saucon was missing a key guy for them. Caleb Grimm, a veteran, big fella inside. How does he change their lineup when having that big inside presence?
Yeah, that adds another big guy for them. I mean, they got Clark. He's a great player, and then they're going to add Grimm this time. So hopefully we're going to have Marth on one of them and Bollinger on the other, and hopefully we match up well with them.
Now, you are part of a girl-boy doubleheader with the girls' team playing game one. It's got Northern Lehigh. What do we say? This is going to be Monday night, right? And we're looking forward to that. You like playing at Northern Lehigh?
I do. We played there this year. That was the game we put up 99, so hopefully we can get the same rolls around that rim. And hopefully the girls win before us, and then we went after.
You should have a big home court advantage in terms of crowd. I think a lot of people should be there rooting for the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we had tonight. We had a huge crowd. They really got into it near the end when we needed them to, and I think that's really what boosted us to victory tonight.
Well, indeed, man. Brady, well, the Tigers are rolling. They're one of our top teams in the Eastern Pennsylvania rankings, and they have a big game doubleheader on Monday night. So, Brady, man, we appreciate you coming down here, hanging out late night with us on Awesome Shot. I know you got an early practice tomorrow morning.
What time is that practice?
8:30.
That's a little too early for me.
Come on, Coach. 8:30, Coach.
Patrick Wanamaker. He'd like to get you up. Hey, but you got a winning culture up there.
Indeed.
What a culture, you guys. I've never remembered a school have as much success in 1 year. Parkland's had its share of tremendous success, but they didn't bring in 3 state championships with maybe an opportunity to tack on 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. In the fall, both soccer teams and the football team, I mean, they didn't lose one game, won 3 state chips. I think it was 76-0. So hopefully, I mean, we can make it to states. Girls can make it to states. We can make a run, see where the pieces fall.
I have no doubt that you're going to get it done. No doubt.
Man, I'm impressed with it.
He's a young man. He's a good. He learned this from his father. We know his father.
Well, don't give him any. We're not giving him any credit at all. Zero.
No, he used to talk. He used to talk a lot.
Yeah,
he used to talk a lot under the tent at Cedar Beach as well.
Talking a lot of that nonsense.
I wouldn't say that.
But my guy, Brady Krimmel, starting point guard for Northwestern Tigers. Brady, man, we appreciate you coming here, getting awesome with us, and letting the people know how you're feeling. How you feeling out here, Brady? One more time.
Awesome, man.
Yes, he is. Yes, indeed.
Great to see you, Brady.
All
Thanks,
right, Brady Krimmel's in the building here today. Thank you so much, man. Oh, man. Awesome
it's great of these athletes to come down. I mean, they could be out with their buddies, and here they are with us.
They are here with us, man. But, Keith, like I said, we had there was a great game out there. I saw the Saucon Valley in Salisbury. I want to give a little shout out to Adam Clark, man. He came out there, had a great game. I want to bring up.
This is Awesome TV.
And we are here today with the big man in the middle, Adam Clark. Adam, awesome game today. Tell us about your efforts.
I mean, this was obviously our first playoff game and very nerve-wracking for everybody on the team. And we knew that this was a team that was hungry for this win, and we knew that they were going to come out and try and punch us in the face. So everybody really banded together, and
well, you guys were out there punching them in the face, Adam.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys were out there, your big horses in the middle. Tell us about it. So you were injured in the beginning of the season. Tell us about how your play has been since you've been back.
Yes, sir. I mean, at the beginning of the season, I had a pretty crazy injury. I cut the tip of my finger off. And
let's see that finger. Can we see that finger? Show the people the finger. There it is. Yeah. All right.
So, I mean, it was weird coming back. It's my shooting hand, and there was definitely a little bit of an adjustment period, but I mean, it was really just having confidence in myself and my skills, and that it would still transfer despite adversity. And I mean, we're back. I think I'm better and stronger. The team's better and stronger. First round of playoffs done. Ready to keep going, man.
All right. Well, you guys have a big game coming up next. Just tell us about some of the things that you guys need to do to continue this run.
Absolutely. I mean, Northwestern's an amazing team, and they handed us one of our only losses this season, so we respect them, and we're preparing for them. We have practice tomorrow, practice again probably on Sunday, football Sunday, freaking Super Bowl Sunday. We're gonna be in here practicing, getting prepared for them, because they're nothing to take lightly. They're a challenge for sure.
All right, there it is, the big man in the middle, athletic, versatile, Adam Clark. All right, that was Adam Clark out there for Saucon Valley, the strong fella in the paint. He's out there, like I said, Adam Clark, very agile, very mobile, athletic kid, lefty, I believe, around the basket. He's making a difference out there for Saucon Valley. And Saucon Valley is big, man. They have
size.
And the other guy, Grimm, I believe, and obviously with Robertson out there handling the ball. They are going to be. They're going to be a tough out for Northwestern on Monday night.
They were in the finals 2 years ago. They had a deep run in the playoffs last year. Of course, they had the controversial loss to the Raptors. They had that controversial loss. When some people felt some people shouldn't have been playing. I don't want to get into it, but they were the ones that really went after executive and wound up with the penalty that they suffered. But Saucon is a good program. I mean, Brett Snyder's his third year. He does a really good job. And at this point in time, I wouldn't bet against them. That's going to be a heck of a game.
It's going to be one heck of a game out there on Monday night at Northern Lehigh, with Northwestern taking on Saucon Valley, and the other semifinal for the Colonial League. Caddy will be taking on.
That's going to be whoever comes out of the game is probably going to be the underdog in the final.
Right.
But for both of them, Bangors had a nice year. Caddy was the team that started 0-4, 2-6, I believe. 0-4, 2-6. And here they are. And I got to see them play at Southern Lehigh
on Monday night. Huh?
Our man, Mr. Metzger, he was there.
Jake was definitely in the building.
And hey, they have the quickness that maybe few EPC teams have.
Right.
They can get up and down the floor with Frankie Poolholes and Hamad Jenkins and Reese Lopez, who I believe his father, he was a great athlete at Caddy.
Sure.
They get up and down the floor. That must have been a lightning fast game with Notre Dame, because Notre Dame can move too.
Moves very well.
And they won by 3 tonight. Great victory for the Roughies.
You caught up with those Roughies on that Monday night. They'll do that dynamic duo. Let's check out that dynamic duo.
Is your twin?
Yeah.
She's fantastic. And you have a father played in the NBA, correct?
Yeah.
Horace?
Yeah.
You got some good DNA there. What about these guys? What about this guy right aside of here? He's been electric. Frankie.
Yeah. I know every time I get a steal, I get a rebound, Frankie's down court. If I'm bringing energy, Frankie's bringing energy to it.
It's going another way, your record would be off the charts. But you feel good about where you're at right now?
Yeah, I feel great. I'm just glad we made it into leagues, and that's what we came to do. And no matter if we're the 8th seed, 1st seed, no matter if we're in, then that's fine with us.
What's it like to play with hey, not only him, but Reese? I mean, you have a lot of guys that just fly up and down the court.
Playing with Hamad, it's just great. Like, he's the point guard, and I know every time I play 100, he's gonna play 100 with me. And I know if he's up court, I'm gonna pass it to him. I'm up court, he's gonna pass it to me. Playing with the whole team, we just have a good chemistry. At practice, we go hard every single day, every week, and we just go to win.
Do you ever get tired? I get tired watching. You mean you are zip, zip, zip? I mean, I can't even keep the stats.
Yeah, I get tired sometimes, but I just play through it.
Hey, congratulations. I'm happy for, Caddy's one of those schools that's been traditional over the years, and it's good to see you back in the tournament. All the best to you guys.
All right, there's a dynamic duo, that backcourt there for the Rough Riders.
They make things happen.
They definitely do for Coach Snyder. He's Coach Snyder's going to see Coach Snyder rejuvenated out there.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. They've won 2 Colonial League championships. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I mean, I know he suffered a 0-22.
They went through 0-22. They went 1-21.
Right.
And that is a traditional sports town.
Sure.
Great tradition up there. They've won a lot of titles. I talk about Larry Miller, but they had more success than just Larry Miller.
Anytime you bring up Keith, you always got to start talking about this Larry Miller. Anytime we start talking about Keith, you always bring up this Larry Miller.
He's the greatest player to come out of here. Who else was an All-American for Dean Smith in North Carolina?
There was nobody.
I mean, Muhammad, he went to the national championship game.
Well, I just know Keith.
See, we got a guest over here.
We just know. Anytime we say Caddy, Keith's gonna start talking about Larry Miller, and Larry Miller.
I got to do that for all the people who remember they used to pack the old Lincoln Gym back in the day.
That was a great gym, man. But you know somebody who used to pack those gyms up in those days. That Darnell Braswell.
Oh yeah,
that Darnell Braswell.
Yeah.
He was one of the
06,
one of the great players for Allen. Also, in the Lehigh Valley, the Via Hall of Fame, I believe, right? Lehigh Valley Hall of Fame.
Yes,
we bring Coach Braswell. Why don't you come over here and come join us out here?
The Sales Hall of Famer as well.
He is, man. Oh. Coach Braswell's in the building here today. Coach, man, how you feeling out here today? Coach, how you feeling?
I'm feeling awesome.
He got the memo too. He got the memo.
We got to make sure here we are, the awesome show, Game Night Live. We are live here at Applebee's. We're your hosts, Keith Groller and Mr. Awesome Toomey Anderson. Today are one of our guests. Our guests here to talk about some boys basketball, Keith. In the EPC, we got Coach Braswell here. Coach, let's talk about, first of all, your Canaries here first a little bit. You guys finished the league off at 8-8, I believe, right, in the league play. Just tell us about your season a little bit, the ups and downs for the season so far.
We had some highs and we had some lows. You know, our team bounced back tremendously from last year. We have essentially 4 double-digit scorers in Keith Jackson, Tahid Chunk-Wise Jr., Zayvon Wimberly, and Manny Polanco. And, you know, we just struggled to win some close games, man. We lost to some top-tier programs by 3-4 points. And, you know, we just missed the leagues by 1. But I'm really excited to where we are from where we were at last winter. And I'm looking forward to being in the gym, you know, for the next 10 days with our sights of, you know, making a district and state run.
They were done at this point last season. Allen was 0-16 in the league, 2-20 overall. That's why he is a prime Coach of the Year candidate, because you always give the award to, and I know Rich Williams probably thinks, well, I got the number 1 seed. But hey, the Prince of the Poconos. But we normally give it to somebody who has turned something around in a big way. No one has really done it. I mean, Mark Dudley, great job at East.
Sure.
But this guy's done it phenomenally. And I know you're disappointed. You're in the toughest division, I believe. You're in the toughest division. And I know he wants to get into that.
Oh, yeah. We're going to
get 2 games against Whitehall, 2 games against Parkland, 2 games against Central, 3 of the best teams. It's tough to deal with those people. But you never make excuses. You just keep playing the people that's on the schedule. But really, I want to get to the essence of where do you think this turnaround occurred?
It started right after the season. You know, the one thing that I'm proud of is all 12 guys on our varsity team are guys who've been in our program, right? We have seniors, we have juniors, and we have a sophomore, and all 12 members have been a part of my program. So they believe in the mission, right? They believe in it. And after we lost last year to Northampton, these guys just wanted to get in the gym and to work. And they came together and, you know, they're enjoying the fruits of their labor. You know, these kids worked really, really hard to get to this point. And the turnaround, you know, I placed that a lot on them, man. They show up, they're committed. It's not always, you know, it's not always peachy. You know, we have our moments, but for the most part, these kids show up and they work hard. And that's all my staff and I can ask for.
Well, yeah, I mean, kids are working hard, and you have a senior, a 6'6" senior, Keith Jackson, who's averaging about, I think, 17 points per game this season. What a breakout year for him. Obviously, last year, as Keith mentioned, I know you don't want to. I know my guy. He does not want to hear this 2-20 talk anymore. We've heard it. That stuff is done with. But Keith has had a great season. Tell us a little bit about Keith Jackson.
Keith Jackson is a huge part of our turnaround. He's a huge part of our success. We asked him to do a little bit of everything. He's a guard and a forward. He can handle the ball. He rebounds. He protects the rim. He defends with his long arms. But he's a huge part of our success, right? And, you know, I think he needed to go through last year to really enjoy the senior season that he's having. It's not always perfect, but this is a kid that is misunderstood by the outside. And, you know, he's a kid that just really wants to get better and try to reach his maximum on the basketball court. And I'm just proud he entrusted me, and I'm glad that he's been able to share some success in his senior year. And I'm looking forward to see where his ceiling can go, because kid has a lot of talent and ability.
I enjoyed talking to him after the Deer game on last Saturday, and I grew up in Allentown. My parents, all full disclosure, I had the Deer shirt on. I went to Deer, but my parents We're proud. I mean, proud. Allentown High School graduates. I grew up going to Canary games at a beautiful place called the Little Palestra. If you're tired about hearing about Larry Miller, you're probably tired of hearing about the Little Palestra, which was my favorite gym anywhere, anytime. It was my heaven. It really was. And so when I hear that he is, I didn't see him play. He's before my time. He's before my parents' time, actually. But when I hear the name Elmo Jackson, that is an iconic, legendary name in the Lehigh Valley, certainly in Allentown. And I think Keith has got an appreciation of the tradition of the school. So many of the kids, they come in and they don't get a feel for what it's all about. They don't know about how much basketball means to the Allentown community, but I think Keith does.
Yes, he understands it. He comes from a talented family lineage. Elmo Jackson, obviously, his great-grandfather is the first one. But you go from there to there. Terrence Roddick is my teammate, my high school teammate who got inducted into the Hall of Fame. He has family ties to Keith Jackson. So Keith is a historian of Allentown basketball. He understands what came before him, and he's proud to wear the Allen on his chest. And for that, I'm grateful for his relationship that I have with him.
I like that. I like that. I like people who care about what came before them, and he does.
Man. Keith is for sure. He, like I say, he has a great lineage.
Yep.
His father is a '98 graduate. I know that because he had to play against Mr. Toomey Anderson out there, and I can firmly remember. I'll bring the story. I remember that's when Keith, the EPC that had first half and second half championships back in those days. So Allen had a great team. They had Shahad Abdur-Rahman, Keith Jackson, Shamel Bledsoe, Kyle Kostick, Ellis's dad, CJ, and so forth. Great teams, but they ran into those Trojans, Keith. Allen was flying high. They had to win one more game to make it to that EPC first half champions, sorry, Keith, man, my bad, Keith. I had to talk about it, Keith. I
talk about Larry Miller and the Palestra every week, and you talk about Parkland's greatness every week.
Keith, it is what it is. Yeah. Game night live. We are here at the awesome show. Applebee's here with the host Toomey Anderson and Keith Groller. Today, our guests here tonight. We've had a
great cast of characters tonight. Even a special guest appearance.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah.
That was definitely awesome, man. But real quick, man, while Coach has talked about his Canaries here a little bit, let's see what those Canaries. Coach, real quick, tell us about some of those other players. About Chunk Wise. Chunk Wise has been having a superb year, I believe. And Xavier, Zavon. 3 players, Keith, scoring double figures.
Very balanced.
For
the
Canaries. Tell us about some of your players there, Keith. Darnell.
Chunk is our lead guard. He's a junior guard. He's averaging about 11, 4, and 4 for us on the year. He's a talented playmaker. He has a natural feel. He has a great vision for it, and he can score. So we're just trying to get him to understand the balance. But he's been having a great year for us. Zavon Wimberly is the best shooter on our team. He got a great form. He shoots, 42% from the three-point line. His effective field goal percentage is very, very high at 58%. So he's a guy that can space the floor. And then a guy that don't get spoken about is Manny Polanco.
Yes, Manny.
Manny and Keith were tied as leading scorers of the team last year. He's a senior. He's just a guy he's very indispensable for us. He's a guy that don't get talked about too much, but he's a kid that I love. He's a guy that does a little bit of everything for us. He's an on-ball defender, can make shots, can get to the basket, take advantage of his mismatches. But, we have a nice balanced team. We have 4 guys that I trust going into a game every single night, and they feed off of one another. And, I like my crew, and we got guys surrounding those 4 guys, that thrive in their roles.
I'll tell you, they're a dangerous team, Keith. And Manny Polanco is one of the best. I guess you can call him a glue player, if that's what you call it. But he, like I say, plays defense. He makes big shots. He's not afraid of the moment. I know in your tournament out, your showcase game DC, he was the MVP of that, 23 points. Also was just named VIA All-Star, I believe, as well.
And Keith,
Keith and we're both named VIA All-Star. Let's see some highlights here from the Canaries. there's two that I would definitely be looking into. Ooh, good move, Blake. Good move. Good defense. Good shot. They should be able to win some money again. All right, some great highlights from your boys out there, Darnell, Coach Braswell. Like I said, Coach, you guys have a big matchup coming up in a playing game for the district tournament. You guys are playing Pleasant Valley, who finished the season, Keith, I believe, at 11-11.
Yep, they beat Moravian Academy to get in. 11-11. Yep.
So, just give us some thoughts on Pleasant Valley, a matchup coming up.
Yeah, I mean, they have a guy that I believe will be all conference, and Zach Prater. I believe he averaged like 18 and 7 or somewhere around there. He's a talented guy. The Hans is a basketball family, so they'll be well coached. We began our prep a couple days ago once we understood that that's what it is. They play zone. They're going to throw a tempo press at us. Prater's a guy that's having a really good senior year.
He's a big kid.
Yeah, he's a big kid, and they have a sophomore that looks pretty big on film as well, and, read up on him, and he's doing well. And then they got some athletic guys, number 14, and the guys that can shoot around him. So it'll be a tough challenge for us, but, our seniors are happy to have another game in the Canary Cage. We're looking forward to having another home game on the 18th. I know we got 10 days to prepare for that, so we're excited as a group.
What do you think? Obviously, I know you wish you were going to PPL Center on Tuesday night, but what do you think of the matchups now we have? And I know you said you took a look at most of these games tonight. Northampton will take on
they're taking on
Liberty and be Pocono Mountain West against the Zephyrs, and that's a rematch of a great District 11 5A final that I covered up at Pleasant Valley last year. Some of the characters have changed, but it's still basically Brito and KJ Coles against AJ Hines and the brothers there. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I wish my team was playing tonight, but we didn't handle business. That falls on me. Ultimately, I didn't get our guys to, understand the time and the moment, and we let some games that we had leads in slip away, so that falls on me. And, I'm looking forward to these 10 days to get us right. But looking forward to these matchups, on Monday. It's funny, you got AJ Hines, who was Whitehall's best player, and you got Brito, who's Pocono Mountain West best player, and they're both bigs, and, they're going to bang together. Whitehall plays extremely hard. We played them twice. They beat us twice this year. Jeff Jones did a tremendous job. They play extremely hard. And so do West. I got a chance to watch West this year on Sunday against Abington Heights, man. And Rich Williams and staff does a great job. So you got two big beasts going at it, so that's going to be a battle within itself. And then, you got Liberty and Northampton. This is part 3, 2 low-scoring games. Each of them beat each other. Jake Puxton is a tremendous player. Noah Wallakovis is a tremendous player. And Nigel Long and Matt Scholl are two guys that I really, really respect. Two guys that I competed against this year as a coach. So I think both games is going to be intense, and I'm interested to see how it unfolds.
The interesting thing is Liberty won at Northampton and Northampton won at Liberty. So they have no fear. I'm sure that the home floor, well, of course, is at PPL, but the matchup zone, I don't know if I'm sure you used it tonight.
Right.
It causes some problems for some people. And then Coy Stampone, who was the predecessor for before Matt got, and of course, Matt brought it, though. He brought it from Whitehall.
Matt's ingrained in that.
Coy said, okay, bring this on. And they had that great run in States a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
it's a tough defense if you're not used to seeing it.
Yeah, the matchup zone. I mean, Matt Scholl does a tremendous job. We didn't have them on the league schedule this year, and he reached out. We wanted to play each other, and we had him as a non-league game. So anytime you get a chance to compete against Northampton, you want to do that because they're well coached. This year, this team has a way more firepower than they had in the past. This reminds me of the Lucas Lesko and Isaac Harris teams, right, where those two guys can fill it up, while the Covas can fill it up, right? Brady Simcock can shoot it. Number 4 is a really good player for them. Number 10, the freshman for Northampton. So, Scholl.
Well, they have a Raisley. You remember the Raisley family from Whitehall. Steve, that's the
I'm not. I know numbers.
Steve was a rugged player in the Lasicki era at Whitehall.
Yeah, but I mean, they played a matchup zone, so that right there, the guys seem to be bought in. They, showed really well, and them shutting down Mush Rush tonight. To give them a chance to win. And then on top of that, like I said, they got guys that can make shots. And Noah Wallakovic is an all-conference player, is a really good player. So, you got to tip your hat to Scholl and company, and they have a shot at any game because of the matchup zone and offensive firepower that they have.
Indeed, yes. Coach Darnell, man, you just started talking about some of the matchups here. Parkland, we'll go into the matchup here today. Parkland took on Whitehall. Keith, you were at the action there tonight. Tell us a little bit about that, man. It's a real low-scoring game out there.
You can't win if you can't score.
Right.
And they had 9 points combined in the second and third quarters. They scored 4 in the second and 5 in the third.
Combined?
Yes. You can't win basketball.
Wait, hold up. There was 9.
They had 19. They had 10 in the first. They had 4 in the second. In fact, A.J. Hines outscored him by himself 6-4 in the second quarter. And then they put a 5 spot up in the third. They got a little cooking a little bit. It was too little too late. And, good defense by Whitehall. But, Parkland just didn't have the answers tonight. You saw it. What did you think?
Whitehall defense stifled Parkland. I mean,
they identified 2 shooters they wanted to get in their face, and that was Roosh and that was Nasri. And then you have the rim protector and the 6'9" AJ Hines, and that's a pretty good way to go, right?
Yeah, I mean AJ is terrific. He's having a great senior year. He does everything: score, rebounds, assists, plays defense, rim protector, and the Dogmanis twins, man, they just fly all over, man.
Talent and talent.
They play really hard, and they look forward to guarding opposition guards. So, the first half I got to watch a little bit of it. Parkland really struggled, and you give credit to Whitehall, man. They played really hard, and they made good fortune come their way, and they was able to get a win on the road in a tough place to play.
You have the meeting. The league meeting is coming up on Sunday morning, I think. Are you attending that?
Yes. So
okay. That's going to be an interesting little session there.
Right.
Because, we have some mega talents in this league. Now, I'm pretty sure – I don't know how deep they go, but Keith Jackson's going to get a first or second team opportunity. There's no doubt in my mind. But you never know how it's going to go. But how do you?
Lord willing.
I'm always looking, and I don't know which way I'd go. How would we go in an MVP vote?
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that's going to unfold on Sunday.
You're gonna dodge like Jose did too.
I already felt when you were asking about the boys' games. I didn't get no prediction out there. Now I knew he's in coach mode. He's in coach mode, Keith.
It's not coach mode. Okay. It's just you respect. You respect. What you have. Your contemporaries. And I respect what they have going on, and I don't want anybody to feel slighted. You know, I have my votes. I submitted my votes.
It's already submitted.
Yeah, so, you know, we voted on it and we submitted that in. You know, we submitted that on Friday. It was due today, actually, the 7th. And then, you know, we'll meet, we tally it up, and then we'll vote on MVP. So that's how that process goes. But there's some worthy candidates, you know. I know who I want, I know who I voted for, who I will vote for. And, you know, we'll see how it unfolds. But I have too much respect for these coaches in the league and these players that I don't want anybody to feel any type of way for what I say.
Well, I respect them all too, but I mean, I think it's a tough call between Brito and Vigo for MVP. Cole, I think Cole's being like the third leading scorer in the area and in the league. I think that might hurt Brito. If you're looking for most valuable, you want to go with the guy that your team cannot do without. And I think Vigo is that guy, you know, for Central. You know, Cole's Brito. It's a 1-2 punch. It's a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you could say the same. I mean, Central, they have, Mushrush and Gonzalez. And Gonzalez, he averaged about 15, 16
They're good, but
points.
they're not KJ Coles. They're not KJ Coles.
KJ Coles was a really talented player. There was obviously some very talented players in the league this year. And before we go, there's some two talented players. Especially one of them, obviously, two talented players from the area playing the big game on Sunday. But one of them had a prediction for the Parkland.
Whitehall Parkland, how's it compare to this? Hopefully it's not like Whitehall Parkland, because I only ever beat Parkland one time in my life. You know, that still sits with me to this day. You know, one of my really good friends, Jeray Elder, we've been playing against each other for a very long time. So he still has the upper hand. But, yeah, hopefully it's not as similar to Whitehall Parkland.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that was our guy there, the one and only Saquon Barkley, former Hooper, former basketball player, Saquon Barkley. But, you know, he talked about some of his old days there at Whitehall Parkland Library.
I am proud that we have two members of the basketball community in the Super Bowl for the Eagles, because remember, Jahan Dotson was a 1,000-point scorer for the Blue Eagles.
Yes, he was.
Really good. And I think if you asked him, I think he enjoyed basketball as much as he enjoyed football.
He was a huge basketball fan. I mean, he played in. I remember he was at one point he had won the A-Town Throwdown MVPs. Like,
I thought he did. Right?
Yeah, he won. He won as a freshman, as a riser, and he was and then, you know, finally the last year as a senior, he didn't win that. But
and he made his return. I remember when he went. Where did he go to Petty
school? Yeah,
he went to Petty, and he came back in his first appearance as a Blue Eagle again was, I think, at your tournament.
Was at the Showdown.
It was great to talk to him, and he was so happy to be back at Nazareth.
Sure indeed, man. So definitely, you know, excited to have him back there. But big game on Sunday. Looking forward to
this guy. Ask him. Hey, he was a football standout.
Well, Keith, you want to start talking about that, right? You know, Keith, you know, I have tricks under my sleeve here, Keith.
Oh, okay.
I have some tricks under my sleeve here, Keith. You know, so we want to talk about Coach Darnell Braswell and his football days. Let's see what we got here from Coach Darnell. Do we have his Coach Darnell stats up here? We don't got no stats up. We're definitely gonna be bringing some of that up here, Coach. We got some good stuff out there with Coach Darnell out there. Talk about that, being a multi-sport athlete at Allen High School, your position. Tell us about doing that as a multi-sport athlete.
Yeah, I mean, I'm back here, you know, coaching. I left Coach Koval, you know, to come back home for a reason. It's a place that means something to me, and you know, I think these young men need guidance, you know. So it's a passionate place for me, and you know, I was fortunate enough to play for Coach Schneider. I was fortunate enough to play for Coach Reynolds, you know, and George Clay as the assistant coach, and I learned a lot. But I played quarterback, played safety in high school. You know, I played 3 out of 4 years, and I was fortunate enough to play basketball for 4 years, and I loved it, man. I think playing both sports breed a competitive dude, right? I think it breeds competitive fire. And, you know, as a college recruiter, when I was working for Coach Cole, we looked for players who played multiple sports because of that competitive edge. So it was something that, you know, drove me throughout my playing days. And, you know, I'm grateful for my time of being a high school quarterback and safety.
Indeed. Well, we're here live on the awesome show, Game Night Live at Applebee's. Keith Groller, Toomey Anderson, our guest today, Allen head coach and former Allen player and Lehigh Valley Hall of Fame and the Sales Hall of Fame. Yep. Anything more, Keith? Any more?
All-American.
Oh yeah, come on. I gotta forget it. Obviously, All-American. Coach Darnell Braswell's in the building here today. Coach Darnell. I mean, tell us, I mean, EPC playoffs going on right now. We talked a little bit about your situation coming up. We talked about Allen and Whitehall and Parkland. Give us some of the other matchups. Liberty took on Parkland Mountain East today. Great comeback win there for Liberty. They were down. I was at that game. They were down about 10 points to start the game, cut it close. And then Jake Puxton, man. Jake Puxton had some big moments there in the fourth quarter. Jake, Keith, he's the guy that lefty. He's using his body. He loves to attack the basket, use his body, draw the contact, hang in there a little bit, and then finish up there. Tell us your thoughts on Jake. I know you coached him as well in the offseason as well. So tell us your thoughts there on Jake Puxton.
Respectfully, Jake Puxton is a dog, all capital letters, right? He's a guy that, with them, losing Blake and doing certain things, man, he got them to a 18-4 regular season record, a number 2 spot in EPC, and that's credit to him. Jake is a competitive dude. We talk about football, basketball, right? Competitive guy, and he just plays with fire, man. He just wants to win. He's going to do whatever it takes to win, and obviously he put the team on his back to get that come from behind victory today.
Indeed, yes. Jake Puxton and Coach Nigel Long led those guys to a great victory out there over Parkland Mountain East. Parkland Mountain East came game though. They came game. Got to see the fella from New York that just moved in.
Rayshawn Harris. He had a shot to win it at the end, right?
He did. He had a pretty good look to make that game, but he attacks the basket well, man. He really attacks the basket. They're big guy in the paint. He got in some foul trouble. I think that really hurt Coach Dudley's team as well because he was really being physical in there and clearing out the paint.
Is that Bethea?
No, that's Parker Scholes.
Oh,
Parker Scholes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, big.
I might be saying it wrong. Apologies. But
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, big white dude. He was really in there, big country kind of guy, just out there clearing things up and so forth. But it was a great game out there, good action and so forth. And the last matchup, who's the last matchup is
West.
West.
I didn't see.
Yes.
I saw a little bit, and it was a typical 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
They both had double digits again. I believe another double-digit rebounding effort for the big fella, Brito.
Yeah.
And
the Poco Poppy.
Michelle Piantowski does a great job because she gives you everything. You just got to know where to look for it.
Okay.
She'll give you the assist, what they shot, turnovers, steals, the whole blocks, the whole 9 yards. And it's easy to tell. She sends this stuff in, night out.
Right.
And that's why I know Brito's a double machine. He's amazing.
Those stats are important. We want to come in here, take a quick break here. Awesome show, Game Night Live.
No one really knew what we were going to be, what we were going to end up. The team was really divided.
I mean, at halftime, I walked into the locker room and I thought we were going to get yelled at, we were going to shoot out.
We definitely beat ourselves in that game. It was definitely a winnable game.
And I'm sure a lot of people will tell you, another good season. We made it to week 12. We did some great things.
Can't give these guys life, right? Don't let them breathe right from the first snap.
We know why we're here. We know why we're on that home sideline. We're going to show them tonight. Don't any of their antics interfere with our main goal. We're going to go out there. Nobody here expects us to win except us.
We kind of looked at each other and was just like, do we really want to end it right here, right now?
The main motivation is just beat the next team.
Going there and playing football on that field, it's just an amazing feeling.
That game made me realize why I love football so much.
They let them play.
That's how all the games I tuned in. That's how.
And in the regular season, they're Kyle Hutnick, I forget what game it was. He called a foul 5 seconds were off the clock. He's called the foul already.
Indeed, man. Game Night Live here. We are back here. Your host, Toomey Anderson, with Keith Groller and Darnell Braswell. Coach, man, like I said, Keith, we got to, today is February the 7th. Coach, I like to do a little throwback sessions here with my guy, Keith Groller here. So we got, what was going on, Keith Groller, February the 7th. Let's bring up some here. Let's see what we got here from Keith, man.
Going back to 06?
We're going back to, I don't know what year it is. We got to see here first. We got to bring it up here. It looks like February 7th, 1997, Keith. 1997 here.
Oh, man.
We got your top 10. Your top 10, you have Whitehall. Hold up, 97. I had to be playing that. What do you mean with 97? What are you doing putting other teams up there at the top during my time there, Keith? You have Whitehall number 1, Pleasant Valley number 2, Central number Deer number 3. That had Calvin Robinson. That'd be Calvin Robinson days.
Yeah,
Calvin Robinson.
Great Husky.
Central number 4. That's Stewart, Big Most. What's his Big Stewart? That won at Penn State.
Maurice Stewart.
Is it Maurice?
Tony Stewart?
Tony Stewart. Yeah, Maurice played obviously his brother, but Tony Stewart was the older brother that he was there at that time. Caddy, I guess like Tim Saperka maybe possibly those days.
That was one of their championship teams.
One of those championship days. So that was what Keith was going.
You know these names.
You know those during time. Let's see what's going on. What Keith? What was he talking about during that time? Let's see. Keith had this is a gripe here. He's talking about the Hoop Group Challenge out here. Keith Crowd, the official attendance for the Hoop Group was 2,729, about 1,700 less than last year's official gate of 4,000.
That was the second year, 97 was the second year. It started in 96 at Stabler.
There it is. Why did so many people abandon the event? I don't know. Maybe the weather was too nice this time around.
And maybe area fans.
My old, maybe area fans were jealous that Whitehall was the only local team in there. Keith was going off out there. One thing I do know. He says, one thing I do know, Hoop Legend Award, Dick Tracy should have been honored at halftime of the Whitehall game and not the St. Pat's game. Keith, you were on fire here today, man. He says, do yourself a favor. Don't ask. Is it just me or is it even Whitehall, which I always considered. Keith, you were not playing out there, man, huh, Keith?
Wow.
Out there. Hold on, Keith. One more last thing.
I've become a little more diplomatic and softer now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Old age has worn me down.
On the last thing, Keith, you were going in here too. Either the quality of officiating was seriously deteriorated this year, or many coaches feeling the pressure from a variety of sources had just turned to one big group of groaners. It used to be a coach went nuts once or twice a game. Now many of them go berserk once or twice a quarter. I hate to see our coaches professional like this. Keep it going on. It's going on.
They're guys that start griping when the ball goes up in the air, and I do get it doesn't get I could see the crybabies in big time college if I want that, you know.
That guy Keith.
Oh my God, you got to show that again.
This is what the picture was at that time. Our guy,
Lord have mercy.
1997, February the 7th.
It's a long time ago.
Going in on there, man. And all right.
Okay, well, you want you want to get into a gripe? I think you want to get into it. And why not? Why not get into it with Coach Braswell?
Well, Coach Braswell here. Let's talk about. We're not going to drag you into. We're not going to drag. You could coach it, but I have some issues here, Coach. I have some issues a little bit, and Keith. We're talking about league playoffs. I want to talk about fairness and equity and so forth. All these things matter. As we know, early in the year, Darnell, Coach Allen did beat Parkland Mountain East early in the season. And like I said, there's no secret out there. It happens every year. Some teams are stronger than others, particularly in the North Division right now. Is not as strong. It's not as strong as it could be. So, with that said, all right, the EPC playoffs. They go by division. They take the top division winners, and then they go and then
5 wild cards.
5 wild cards instead of 18 teams with the opportunity. I would think that you have 18-team league. Everybody should play each other one time. All right, that will give you 17 games, and you have 5 games left over to do your rivalries and so forth and so on. I bring this up because it matters. I feel like it matters, Keith. I feel like it matters, and sometimes I feel like the best teams are not making it to the playoffs because of the way how we're picking these teams out by the divisions and so forth. Like you were at a game this afternoon, this evening. Stroudsburg took on Parkland.
It was lopsided.
It was lopsided.
30-point game.
Stroudsburg lost by 30. If you look at the season, Stroudsburg actually lost to Northampton too this year, who was not a really strong team at all, and so forth. So
you're talking girls.
I'm talking about girls basketball right now. Girls basketball. Stroudsburg. So they end up making the playoffs. Now go to the boys' side. Parkland Mountain East end up getting to the playoffs as well. Like I said, they have a solid team, almost pulled the upset. But my thought is that if it was one surround, everybody got to play each other, we would truly see the 8 best teams in the playoffs. And that matters, like I said, because, like I said today, AJ Hines, let's put it as AJ Hines, Coach York from Kutztown came to the game to see AJ Hines today. He had the opportunity to see that because his team was playing. Couldn't go see Keith Jackson play because he wasn't playing today because of so forth and so on, the rules and so forth. But that's my question to the people out there. Should this league, with the EPC, especially in basketball and some other sports, they do it once around. I want to say soccer, they do it. Baseball, they do it. But football. Obviously,
I think baseball's the divisional.
Baseball's division too. I know. I think
Yeah.
soccer. I know for sure they do.
I don't cover
and so
soccer.
forth. But what about softball? Softball is it once around?
Yeah, they're in the same division.
It's the same division and
Yeah.
so forth. So some sports they do it, some sports
Well,
they don't.
let's get his opinion.
So,
He coaches in it, so
he does coach in it, and he had to experience that and so forth. So, Coach Darnell, why we got you here? Can we get your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that argument doesn't sit well with the way the results of tonight's game went, right? Liberty and what East was a great game. You got Northampton upsetting Central. I guess it fits the freedom and Pocono Mountain West frame, but I think that method is the right way, right? But who am I? At the end of the day, you're talking to a guy that 3 out of his 5 years, I missed out on EPCs on the last game, but I didn't handle business, So like I said, that falls on me as a coach. I've been in games where I've had leads. We've lost 3 one-possession games, and we just didn't get it done, So I don't want to point blame at nobody but myself and my staff for not getting over the hump. But I think the best way to get the most, the top 8 teams, I think if everybody plays each other once and,
so no divisions. We want no divisions then because we're just going to have one big 18. No, I'm not.
I'm asking who. All right, who won the division last year? Or
we know West wins every year.
West was the North, but I'm just saying for the most part, we don't celebrate division winners. We don't celebrate division winners. It's not something that
I think they get honored before the championship.
Yes, they do.
I believe, right?
Does anybody pay attention to that?
Probably not, but they get a trophy. They do get a trophy, and
it's important. That's important.
That's good. But like I said, man, I'm one person. I think that's the fairest way. I think other teams and other districts and leagues do it that way. But who am I? And I mean, it is what it is. You got a schedule that you mapped out with, and you got to handle business. And we didn't handle business, and we didn't get in.
I do think that one of the reasons they do it like this is they want to minimize travel. And, if you have 6 games against Monroe, obviously you're going to have 3 trips up and somebody's going to have to make 3 trips down.
Right.
And I think they want to minimize travel. So you only have to play 3. Lehigh County, for example, I don't know what 3 you played. East was 1, but you don't have to go up to North, PV, and South or whatever.
Right.
So, you only have to, so you in a given year, and I don't even know how they do it, but given year, you might only have 1 road trip up to Monroe County.
Right.
He's right. The fairest way to do it is to have everybody play the same 17 teams that my neighbor did
right.
But
I mean, it's a true conference. If you try a true conference,
it's true. But then the team that runs the table and say they go 17-0, then they have to beat 3 more teams again in the tournament to be the champion.
Well, yeah, I mean, you would have to do that anyway. They're doing that now, right?
I know,
but teams right now.
I don't know.
I'm just going to give you for instance,
it's a good thought. It's a
thought,
interesting thought.
And I know I'm sure there's back and forth.
Here's what I don't like. I don't like losing any non-league games. I think the non-league games are great. Some people want to play tip-off tournaments.
Sure.
Some people, like Allen, they have a holiday tournament.
Yep.
That's 4 games right there.
You only lose 1 game, though. We got.
You lose 1. I know you lose 1, but it kind of it's.
But I mean, it is. I see pros and cons on both sides, But I think Toom's words most fair, right?
It's fair, but we could get into other fair. Boundary, non-boundary. We can get into that topic. Nobody ever said life is totally fair. No one ever said
it's never going to be fair. But like I said, when you have opportunities to keep everything is balanced.
He was in a division.
I love
now, some people, Darnell, would say, "Hey, you had to play," and I said it a little while ago. You had to play Central twice, Parkland twice, and Whitehall twice. But he Mason differed down this year. Right. You got 4 games against them. I believe you swept those 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, I love it, man. You get a chance to compete against Central, Parkland, Whitehall, Emmaus, and Deerfield. Those are, games have been going on for a long time, man. I love coaching against Central. I love coaching against Parkland. I love coaching against Whitehall, and I see them twice every year, So it's a good thing, It's competition. That's what I want. You got to rise to it, and we haven't done that. So.
Now, one thing I want to see come back. I mean, there was a time, again, I'm going to go back to history here, when Allen and Deerfield would be like, you had to be there early to get in the building. Allen Central, you had to be there early to get in the building, whether it was at the Little Place or at Rockney Hall.
Right.
Those days, the ADs, the schools, they wanted those two matchups. Whitehall Parkland has been that way over the years. And you're losing gate, you lose the the play a North or a Stroudsburg instead of you lose that. It takes away from something, but the gates aren't. We know the attendance isn't what it used to be.
No.
It isn't what it used to be.
Definitely not what it used to be, though.
So, but look, there's a bunch of. He's right. You're right. It's the fairest way to do it. But I don't know. There's some. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Either way you go is going to be people who are going to.
There's going to be react to feel some type of way.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the fairest way, like you said, if you're going off
Sure.
of that,
sure.
Yeah,
most even trying to be equitable, and like I said, and. Like I said, I'm a person. I have a heart, Keith. I have a soft heart there, Keith. I like seeing people, being happy and having the opportunities and so forth, and feeling good about that. And like I said, when I see some teams that I know are better and have proven on the court that they might be better than other teams, but just don't have the opportunity because of because of how it's going on.
I mean, and your buddy Dudley. Now, you seem to be suggesting East didn't belong in the Final Eight.
Well, I mean, like I said, hey, we can all go by who you played and so forth. I believe did they lose to Nazareth too? I think they
lost to Nazareth.
They lost to Nazareth. It was a non-league game. Obviously, it lost to you guys. Like I said, we don't know how it all plays out. But like I said, I go down to the Philadelphia Catholic. They have, I think, 14 or 15 teams. They do that one time around. One time around, and you have your clear division, you clear winner, and you can, have your playoffs after that. So, but like I said, everyone has their different ways of doing it. But I feel equity. You're talking about education. This is an educational world. Equity is always brought up. I hear it all the time. Equity is always brought up. So, I'm bringing it up here in this situation where
good point.
Yeah,
it's a good point.
Some teams are getting left out.
Yeah, I mean,
when they could. I mean, holding a championship at the end of the day, Keith, you want a chance to win a championship, and people are getting denied because
this is not the way it is all the time. I mean, this is a case where Darnell and Allen did not get in.
Darnell has said it 3 times he has not gotten to the playoffs on the last day of the season. He said that 3 times.
Yeah.
He said that here 3 times.
But I mean, he can look. I covered.
But he's taking full blame on it. He's taking full blame on it. He's no complaints over here. No complaints over here. No complaints over here.
You could probably pick out a couple games.
No complaints.
Hold on.
No, you could.
Wait. Just wait, Keith. No complaints at all. Let's not. I'm speaking on the topic. Right. Answer the topic. I didn't do my job, as I said, right? That falls on me, So we win, right? People on your schedule, you have to win. I'm not making no excuses. I'm just answering the topic. They said in the most fairest way would be to do it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure. I mean, you could pick out a couple of games that you'd like to have back,
Absolutely.
And I covered one of them, the one up in Nazareth early in the year.
Yeah. So, so here we are, the awesome show, Game Night Live here. Keith, you've been talking about big crowds, all right? Big crowds. I want to show you, all right? This big crowd, there's people are coming out to the games. It's going to come to the games. Let's go out down there and see what's going on.
Will it be Will Bear? And there they go in the student section. Look at that melee.
Of all guys, Willie Teddy Bear.
All right, Keith. I mean,
Coach I love to see it.
Right? Is that taking you back to your old, small Palestra days, your small Palestra
Every
days,
Allen
and
Central.
Lincoln High School with
Little
Larry
Palestra.
Miller,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
little Palestra?
Yeah.
Is that taking you back to those days,
Now,
Keith?
I always say this: there was a lot less to do back then than there is now. I mean, you can sit at home and watch 20 games if you got the right apps and stuff. You know what I mean? ESPN does. I mean, that's taken you. Back in my day, when I was a kid, the only basketball you would see would be to go out and see a high school game or a local college game.
Right.
I mean, the local colleges used to draw well. Muhlenberg your old home.
Sure.
And I consider that to be maybe the most special college venue around here. Nothing wrong with Valero Hall, but that's a great place. When that place was filled up, and I saw it filled up many times,
Right.
special place.
Great place to play, definitely. And those rims are so. I know, Darnell, you know about those rims. So nice and soft. Darnell, you had a lot of success over there. Right? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Still don't need to be spoken, Mr. Awesome.
How many wins? How many wins against Muhlenberg? Undefeated. Was that 4-0? 4-0. Oh man. There he is, man. Darnell. You know, man, for him to even say that, that's taking a lot. Darnell's not one to he likes facts, though. He does speak facts. That is a factual thing, so he's perfectly okay with that. So we're here on the Awesome Show, Coach Mr. Awesome, Toomey Anderson, Keith Groller, and Alan.
I hope that the crowds pick up. I mean, I saw. I thought the Allen Deer crowd wasn't bad at all on Saturday. Of course, it was Hall of Fame day.
Sure.
I think a lot of people, and it was really nice to see some of those guys come back into the gym. Gooch Thomas, Terrence Roderick, your teammate. It was great to see those guys.
McWhite, Amy Cotter.
Yeah, they're all terrific, and that was a nice way to. I talked to Rich Nizak tonight. He said, man, he got to present Dennis.
Yeah.
And he says that was really classy. Randy runs a great show there, and he embraces tradition.
Sure.
He embraces Randy's the Whitehall guy, but he embraces the Allen tradition. He believes in Allen High School, believes in the city.
Sure.
And he did a great job on Saturday.
That was
really
nice.
did.
He did nice the decorations from our guy Project Printershop, Project Printerman, and decorations on the doors and so forth. I did see Coach Darnell out there, Coach Braswell out there with the the headband out there, Coach. The headband on that picture out there, old school Darnell. Yeah, with the braids and the headband.
That's a morning
out
call
there.
picture.
That is a morning call for that. Is a morning call picture indeed.
I used that recently.
Everyone either leagues or district title, and that's a good picture. My mom had that for me. I know that picture really well.
Indeed, man.
Shout out to Randy too, man. Mr. T, you do a great job, man. So thank you for everything that you do for my program and those students at Allen, man. Wouldn't be here without you, so thank you.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. T. And while we've talked about Mr. T, I got to bring this up here, Keith. Coming up, I don't know if you guys saw this. Save the date.
Yes, I got it.
Yes,
I planned my summer around it. You know that. You and Glenn's tournament.
We are back. Awesome Fest, the A-Town Throwdown, July 24th to 27th.
It's the last event of because that next week we get into football right away.
Right.
So
it's
indeed,
yes, indeed. And so obviously the A-Town Throwdown, the director runs the boys basketball tournament, Randy Attia, Allen High School. I'm just, Keith, I got to be. There's more to Awesome Fest. That's why it's called Awesome Fest, Keith. Not just the A-Town Throwdown. As to the basketball tournaments, other things going on that takes my attention away. So I let Randy. Randy holds that down like no other. Obviously, I'll throw my little tidbits here and there.
The crowds have been phenomenal.
Appreciate it. Look at that
picture. Especially Saturday
night.
night.
Look at that picture there, Keith. The crowd. That's where that's a Saturday night.
Saturday night's unbelievable because of the dunk and the 3-point shooting. And I wish we could see. I always say this. I wish we could see some of those crowds that we see in July. In January, February, March. I mean, I would love to see that.
Indeed.
But, you offer some of the best talent in the state, and you could see 3-4 games and, just walk around. It's a little bit different of a situation there. But, man, those crowds, I wish we could see them in the winter like we do at Awesome Fest.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great. It'd be great. But I got one more thing that's been getting me a little,
you get all riled up.
A little bit, and it's my what's up with that? Remember Jake? Remember what's up with that, Jake? Remember what's up with that? We're bringing that back. What's up with that? Listen, man, I am all about comfort, Keith. Comfort.
I know about comfort because my back is killing me for standing for 2 hours. Yeah, I know all about comfort or lack thereof.
We're all about comfort, man. I'm all about comfort and relaxing and feeling good about. But I think it's starting to get out of control, Keith. All right, it's starting to get.
What's getting out of control?
These coaches, Keith. I mean, I'm going to the games, and one game I saw, I was at a game. I don't want to call nobody's name out, but they were in jeans and a t-shirt. Jeans and a t-shirt. What is going on? So I was at this game here today, Keith. I had to take a picture of these guys here. Look at these guys out here, Keith. All right, look at these guys out there. All right, shirt and ties.
That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. In my opinion.
See you later. The shirt and ties, the whole staff, and so forth. Like I said, I'm all for comfort, and I'm okay with the coaches. But at least, be connected, you know. At least have some Allen. You guys all have the zip ups or the pull ups and so forth. You're all looking uniformed out there. But I go to games and the coach has a blue zip up. The other coach has a hoodie on. This other one has some warm up shoes. I'm like, what is going on out here, coaches? Get it together here, coaches. Get a little bit more unified. Look like a staff out there. You guys are out there looking like look a little raggedy, coach. I'm sorry, it's starting to look a little raggedy out there, coach. It's starting to look a little raggedy.
I'm not a coach.
But I'm not the Canaries, like you said, a tier takes care of those guys. They all have nice Allen gear. They look appropriate out there. I mean, they're all uniform, which I'm okay with it. But as long as they're all, looking appropriate. So
I can't believe we have found agreement. We're from different generations, and we have found, because look, I grew up, sometimes Easton had a coach in my youth named Stan Sutphin.
Okay.
And one of the attractions is what kind of fancy blazer is Stan going to wear tonight? And when he walked into the gym, whether it was the Little Palestra, whether it was Rockney, whether it was the Husky gym, all eyes were on Stan. You knew Stan was in the building because he'd like, hey, look at me. Look at me. Stellato, he does it.
Stellato,
Matt Scholl, he doesn't like it. I talked to him about it. But Matt, I had an interview with Matt.
Yeah.
Matt said that, hey, since he's going to the orange tie and the black coat, they've been winning games. I assume he wore it tonight.
They were in suit and tie.
Yeah.
Well, they were in shirts and ties.
Shirts and ties. They're shirts and ties. Like I said, it doesn't have to be shirt. I'm not saying it has to be all shirt and ties, but we need a little more uniformity. I wish I took a picture of Liberty. Their staff was superb. All had the white zip up or something and looking sharp out there. Great staff out there with desk cards.
You don't have to do the coat and tie. There is a way of looking sharp without having to go the full formal look.
I agree. So that's why you coaches out there, we're watching you. All right, you're watching, and your players are watching you. To their next coming up, let's look a little bit more uniformed out there. Let's look like adults out there. Let's look at people out there who are coming and in charge of students and look a little more presentable out there for the people. All right, the people are watching. You got the cameras on. You got the fans are out there. There are some ladies even watching you guys too. I'm telling y'all, there are people watching you. You guys need to come out there and look more appropriate out there, more uniform, and more like a team out there, Keith. More like a team. That's it. Look more like a team.
I'm in total agreement. Total agreement. Now, Darnell may not agree. I'm not sure.
Listen, I'm going back to the Larry Miller days.
No, we're not talking about Larry Miller right now.
I thought for sure we're getting back over there. Darnell, Coach, how do you feel? What do you feel about that, Coach?
I think coaches being in uniform is something. When NBA coaches started wearing, the quarter zip, that made it acceptable for everybody else. So I worked under Coach Koval, someone I consider a father figure, and we had to wear, shirts and ties, sports jackets, suits, and I'm comfortable with my quarter zips. That's what me and my staff will wear. We get blessed with new ones every single year. I like to reward them with that, and that's something I would like to wear. But I'm not wearing any suits and ties or shirts and ties.
That's fair.
It's fair. It's fair. Like I said, we're okay with it. We just want a little more, everyone looking, a little more uniformed out there, looking right. It says team affiliated zip up polos. We're cool with that. Just let's clean it up a little bit. I was at a game. Coach was wearing hats.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I think
I'm not giving any indication. I was at another game. Coach was wearing hats and stuff. I'm like,
I don't like that.
No. Come on. This is getting. I know, like I said, COVID. Varsity game, coach.
No, that can't be.
Varsity game. Coach,
that can't be.
It wasn't a head coach. It was two assistant coaches had hats on and so forth. I'm like, all right. I mean, this is starting to get a little bit out of it. That's why Keith. That's starting.
Well, you get it out of here. Get it
I gotta get things out here, Keith. I get some things out here, Keith.
I like it.
On the last note here, we got the Super Bowl. Coach needs a Super Bowl and prediction guy. I know we're bringing prediction, but we got two of our guys in the Super Bowl. We got to show them love out there. Jahan Dotson and Saquon Barkley. And Keith, you've been doing some different articles on these guys this week. Drop some gems for us, Keith.
Well, I've been talking to their friends, their coaches, their teachers. Everybody's so proud. Everybody wants a piece of what? Here's my pet peeve. Everybody wants a little piece of this action. I'm getting a request. Hey, you should talk to this person. You should talk to that person. Everybody wants a piece of the glory. I get it. I understand it. But come on now. Come on. Not everybody. These guys deserve the credit first and Not everybody was shaped by the middle school coach. I'm getting that's getting on my nerves a little bit. Everybody, hey, you ought to talk to this. Hey, he taped his ankle one time. I mean, come on, man. Come on. But everybody wants a piece of the glory.
Yes.
Because it's all about me. Remember, we live in a generation where it's all about me. And it's troubling. It's troubling. But anyway, all I will say is that I'm never rooted for the Eagles, never. But I cannot help but root for those two guys.
You got to, man. You got to.
Because those two, if you could put out people to represent the Lehigh Valley, they're not only very, very, very talented athletically, but they're great people. Right. Saquon never says the wrong thing. To my knowledge, Jahan doesn't either.
Right.
He doesn't either. They are class to the core, and I can't help but root for those two. I think it's going to be a great game. I think Philly probably going to win, but my number one objective is to root for those two guys on Sunday.
Indeed. Coach Darnell, man, former football player. Any thoughts on the action on Sunday?
Two terrific ambassadors for the Lehigh Valley, Jahan Dotson and Saquon Barkley. But my allegiance is with the Dallas Cowboys, and Patty Mahomes going to make history.
Okay, I hear you.
You said that on live for the world to hear, Darnell.
I got.
You said on the World Wide Web, your team was who?
Dallas Cowboys. Proud.
You say that proudly.
They still have a lot more rings than Philly.
They do. They just
my Rams.
They just haven't been to a championship game since the
90s when Darnell was in high school last time they won.
That shows you my true fandom.
He stays with them. Yeah.
You still hold it down with them, man. So, Keith, we got to show some love out here, Keith, one time here. Eating good.
In the neighborhood. Yeah.
Neighborhood.
I'm still waiting to eat. I mean, I'm still waiting. These girls over there. They're like, when are these guys gonna wrap up?
When are they gonna get up out of here?
When are they gonna wrap up?
Yeah, they're probably about that time. But I want to give some love out here. Shout out to Northampton. Let's say Northampton, who have probably they've been sliding under the radar. I feel like I'm gonna tell you what, they've been sliding under the radar.
There's a little nook up there. They're kind of tight knit communities, and they had a big night. Right. Caddy, Northampton, and Whitehall. There's like a little triangle.
Right.
The boroughs are right there. A big night for the Zephyrs, for the Concrete Kids. I'm talking boys now.
Yeah.
And the Rough Riders.
That's a good point.
I mean, they've been traditional folks, kind of sometimes overshadowed by Allentown, overshadowed by your alma mater. But they had their moment tonight.
They did have
some big wins, especially I'm not shocked that Whitehall won. But especially surprised by Northampton and Caddy winning their games.
I mean, I think I like that point there, Keith. Northampton, Caddy, triangle over there. Good point out there. I'm gonna start eating good. Real quick, give me a shout out to Noah Walkovitz.
I can't pronounce
Walkovitz. Noah Walkovitz. Noah Walkovitz.
He'll be an all-league player, right?
Yeah, please give him some thoughts on Noah.
Noah's a gamer. He's a hooper, man. He's a guy that plays for Team Furman as well, AAU. Yeah. He's a guy that can score at all three levels, got some swag to him, got an aura and confidence about him. And I'll be shocked if he's not an all-conference member. But Noah can play. At 25 tonight, he's a good player.
Like I said, that's what caught me when I watched them play Central the first time. And, I mean, they lost.
I was here.
I was there. Smoked them that game. But Noah, we popped out this. I'm like, man, like you say, swag, confidence. You could tell he's a hooper. He's a hooper, and he's gonna be our eating good in the neighborhood player of the game.
Nice.
And you caught up with him.
You had 30 against this team earlier. What's the thing about Freedom? You really play well against those guys.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just doing my game, and
You guys have played 5 in a row and playing really good basketball. You're in the tournament. 6 seed, we think, but what's been the difference the last couple of weeks for you guys?
I feel like it's our effort on defense. I mean, that's really what it starts for everything. Once we get our defensive stops, get our offense.
Mm-hmm. How about tonight? Even you had a turnaround. I mean, a slow start tonight. What flipped the switch for you?
I mean, they were really just hitting shots. I mean, they can't hit shots all game. So once they start missing, then we can get ours.
This team's playing with a lot of confidence right now. I sense. You feel like you can match up with just about anybody in the tournament?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we got 5 wins going into the playoffs. We're all feeling confident and playing ourselves.
Give some props to some of these other guys here. You've been the lead guy, but some of your other guys have been playing really, really well. Simek's been having some big games. Leo Reggett, he's been putting up some numbers. You want to give some props to some of those guys?
Yeah, Brady, he's really our energy guy. I mean, Ethan, our point guard, always finding me on the looks. Leo, shooter, Jake, hustle guy.
Is it fun? Is it fun playing Northampton basketball right now?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's always fun. Even on the losses, it's fun.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have a run in you here?
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. All the best, Congratulations. Great job.
All right, Keith. Here he is. Our eating good in the neighborhood.
Hey, where are we going to be next week? We'll be back here?
Oh, we got to discuss that because the games are going to be Tuesday.
There'll be some games on Friday.
There'll be some games on Friday. So we'll be back. We'll be back here on Friday.
No, wait a minute. We have a championship game on Friday. Colonial League will be Friday.
on Fridays, right?
Yeah.
So, we can swing back around.
I was already like Coach Braswell in district mode a little bit. I was thinking, when the game's going to be the following week.
Indeed, man. But it's my legs is getting tired, Keith.
My back is killing
Your
me.
back is killing you. It's all good, all that, man. We'd like to thank our guy, Jay Metz. Jay Metz is in the building. Jay Metz Media. We thank you.
I think he looks tired too.
Yeah,
he looks tired.
He was here early.
He's been here since 6.
He was here early setting all this up.
He was here before the games tipped off tonight.
Wow, man. We appreciate you, Jay Metz, man. Thank you for what you do. And Coach Braswell, man, we appreciate you for joining us out here today, Coach, man. Thanks you for
hey, is this not like under the tent at Cedar Beach?
No, this is those nights are great. Those are great nights. Obviously talking to two huge ambassadors for the basketball. So thank you to the both of you for what you do for our area and trying to bring notoriety and outside awareness to our community. So we thank you for that. So
thank you for the kind words. I appreciate
that. We appreciate that. So, well, we'd like to thank everybody here for joining us out here.
We're the last people here.
So I think Applebee's is ready to get out of here. It's that time there. I see the waitresses are looking at us a little crazy, but the awesome show, Game Night Live. We appreciate you. We'll be back next week.
With our championship edition, because we'll talk about the EPC finals on Thursday night, and we'll just be coming fresh from the Colonial League final, which is already set for Freedom. So we'll be coming over for Freedom on Friday night.
Awesome. Well, for Toomey Anderson, Keith Groller,
all the best,
and our
enjoy your Super Bowl
of William Allen, Darnell, Braswell. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Go Saquon, go Jahan, and we'll see you guys next time on the Awesome Show.